So this is Polyfiber. Yep, and I get it from ColourArte. And I don't know if I can somehow get this to show up on here. Hold on. Let's grab a close up here somehow, some way. So that's kind of cool, right? Like you can see it. Can you see that? There we go. So there's the fibers in the Polyfiber paper. I guess that would be why they call it Polyfiber. Just guessing. So let's see, what's the plan? I'm gonna take the fiber paper. I'm going to color it first. I've got some leftover paints that I wanted to use up from previous pours. So some of this will be tube paints mixed with pouring medium. Some is Vivid Intense applied directly on it. And I will spread all of the different layers of colors with the brayer and then scrape it with the catalyst wedge to take off the excess paint to kind of expose the pretty little fibers. And then once we're done playing with this, I'm going to set it aside, let it dry, because ultimately this is actually a two-step process to this paper. So not only does it have like the really cool fiber texture look that you can color, or you could not color, because you'll see in the second step kind of what I do and the effect that you get. I'm then going to apply it onto the canvas along with some tissue paper that I'm going to custom color and attach to the canvas as well. Okay, I think I'm done. Let's put it aside to dry. This is a tutorial on how to use the brayer correctly, because I apparently suck at it. Looks like I need instruction not only with the brayer, but how to prevent tissue paper from rolling in on itself. Oopsie, yeah. Looks like I'm burning the fiber paper. Now, in all fairness, I did watch a few videos, and one of them said that you could use an iron on cotton setting, which obviously apparently might be just a little too hot. So I'm probably gonna have to play with this in future videos and kind of figure out how to do this properly. Or you could have used a heat gun. Heat gun kind of makes me uncomfortable, so I didn't choose to do that. And I did it again. But now that we're here, I'm just gonna keep playing because it's kind of interesting kind of what's happening here. I don't mind the burns and the holes. Yeah, so I'm just gonna keep going until this whole thing kind of crinkles up and does its thing, and then we'll figure out how to apply it to a canvas at a later point. Now, Saskia Smith, who's the ColourArte distributor here in Europe, I had actually asked her recommendation after I did this. And she said I might have been better off if I wanted to use the iron to hover above the parchment paper instead of applying the iron directly on top of the parchment paper. But, you know, we'll try it again. So right now, the only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a layer of Van Dyke Brown down on the canvas because I want the tissue paper to kind of, I don't know, I want the dark background to shine through the, or to come up through, I can't even use my words, to come up through the tissue paper as I attempt to create some type of a collage thing. And look at all the crazy colors that I created. Okay, yeah, lost my mind. So the first thing I'm going to do is kind of play a little bit with the colors and see which composition, I know, sort of works for me. And then I'm just going to take some gel medium and apply the tissue paper onto the canvas in some random colored pattern of whatever. But yeah, just follow along and you'll see what I do. So I'm just grabbing some modeling paste. What I want to do is add another layer of texture, like there's not already enough texture on this canvas. But, you know, it also would help blending in the edges of the tissue paper, or so I thought. So that's what we're going to do. And then I am going to take the polyfiber paper that I've effectively melted and created. I think it's pretty cool. I'm going to attach it to the canvas as well with the gel medium. And I ended up flipping the canvas upside down overnight and putting some weight on it to make sure that the polyfiber paper actually stuck to the canvas and was well adhered before I continued on. Okay, it's not lost to me that this looks totally ridiculous. It almost reminds me of, do you remember those kindergarten craft classes when you would make that turkey for Thanksgiving out of tissue paper? That is exactly what it's reminding me of. So we're gonna have to figure out how to make this cohesive. And my first thought is, why don't I take like a Van Dyke brown and mix it with a little bit of water and make it like a wash and see if I can somehow blend all the mismatchy colors of the tissue paper. What I had wanted to do was create layers of tissue paper to create depth and stuff. And maybe I should have just, I don't know, somehow made it more transparent and just put tissue paper upon tissue paper upon tissue paper, and hopefully to create that variation, but this didn't work out that way. So I'm probably, in essence, going to cover up all the colored tissue paper. So if you had hoped that this was going to be like a tutorial on how to make a beautiful collage out of colored tissue paper, this is not the video. If you were looking for the tutorial on how to make a kindergarten craft project, you know, out of tissue paper looking like a Thanksgiving turkey, this is the tutorial for you. You know, like I said in a previous video, when it comes to mixed media, gesso is your friend. Embrace gesso. It's very forgiving and it covers up lots of errors, and it, I don't know, creates like a soft kind of look to your piece of art. So again, that's my #1 tip when it comes to anything collage, mixed media, abstract, gesso. It still looks like a craft project. working. The composition's all wrong. This has to go over here. I don't know. I didn't do any of this right. Again, yet again. What to do. Yeah, somehow I thought that flipping it around and changing the perspective was going to fix this. It's not. Okay, yeah, the opaque yellow. I think it was Naples yellow. I think that's what's in here. I don't know. This was like leftover from my paint pouring days. So most likely it's a mix of ochre and Naples yellow, maybe even some Naples yellow light to create this, but it's too opaque. Yeah, that was not gonna work. So next course of action is Ginger Snap by Prism Pour. I love this stuff. And you know what? If you look in the bottle, it's like that, half a bottle. It looks like that really nice orangish yellow color that I was going for. So let's just dump this on the canvas and spread it on the catalyst wedge and see if that's gonna fix this. Yeah, we're getting close, but not quite there. What if I grab the nickel azo gold and kind of brush that on the Ginger Snap, which is on top of the Naples yellow, and ochre, which is on top of the tissue paper, which is on top of the Van Dyke brown. Somehow, some way, I'm thinking that's gonna be maybe the win. I don't know, we're gonna try it. Near the end, I'm thinking, okay, so now I'm thinking maybe the woody will save the day. I'm going to practice my markings and see if that salvages this and somehow brings it together and creates that level of abstractness that I was going for. Hopefully it does, but I don't know. So let's give it a shot. Initially when I made this, you've seen it in this format. So let's just put it here. Don't you just love her? I love her. If you've missed this video, I'll link it up. I still love her. I still need to make more collage. It's very time consuming. But anyway, let's take her down. Okay, so this was the perspective of how I actually painted it. I'm just gonna take a step back with you and let's look at it. Do we like it like that? What if we took it and flipped it? That's the cool thing about abstract art, right? Like, it really doesn't matter. You can flip it any which way you want. So how do we think about, what do we feel about it that way? Do we like that better, worse? Kind of sounds like a bit like the eye examination, right? Better, worse, as he keeps flicking the lenses. Yeah. Anyway, I think I like it better like this. I don't know. Why don't we pull it into the art? Hi, hold on. Ooh, let's go back up. Hi, 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 hi. Okay, well, not quite high enough. How's that? Better? Nope. Oh, maybe we zoom out. Oh, nobody needs to zoom in like that. Take a photo and we'll pull it into the Artroom app and then we'll flip it around and see what it looks like. What do you think about that idea? Okay, so hang on.